The winter camp rolls on, and as do the flow rolls. This time I've got James Kray out of Riot City Wrestling in Adelaide. I'm actually an Adelaide boy myself, but I didn't get to work a whole lot with RCW back in the day. I was always with Wrestle Rampage, and we kind of kept to our own territories, our own places. But in more recent times, I've actually run a couple of seminars with RCW. Always had a lot of friends over there. So it's been really cool to touch base and I guess roll around with some guys who I always kind of saw on the come up and never really had that opportunity. So this was a really cool one. I really, really did enjoy this grapple. So they're just countering the hammerlock into the head scissors, one of my favorite techniques. You'll see my arms across there. I think that's just a really cool way to keep their head down and make it more legitimate so that their head doesn't have an entry to pop out. Here I just locked in a Kimura. I used my left shin to roll him over, to sweep him over onto his back, and then just using that transition to go into the armbar. Here, a little bit of a stalemate, so I just kind of used that to free myself, but then he took the leg. Little shin pin there. Again, I'm just being creative here. I'm not going for anything in particular, just finding a limb, wrenching it, see what happens, see what kind of reaction I get. And this is kind of like a Nigel McGuinness styled key lock. So very similar to a top wrist lock, but using my left foot on the back of the head to elevate while I push away in the opposite direction with the top wrist lock. Reverse drop toe hold there from the grounded level. Another really cool little sneaky takedown. And then the beauty of that one is you actually can lock up this reverse figure four quite easily. It does get you a little bit tied up there though. It's hard to get your legs out once you're in it. I think he's kind of going for a bit of a receipt here. And a rope break. Head and arm takedown, taking control of the wrist. And then trying to use the knee as a bit of a lever, a bit of a fulcrum. Lots of physics words today. Is that even physics? Probably not. And there you go, taking it over with that little foot hammerlock. So this is very similar to the Tequila Sunrise position. Nice little British reversal, little takedown there. James Kray himself, quite a British fella. Doing the nation proud. Now we got the old Bret Hart classic, the arm drag into an arm drag. Now using the chin lock here to free up pressure off my arm, and then that allowed me to take control of the head. And when I do get this little scarf hold position here, I really like trapping the left arm. It's just an extra detail that you can add to your work. But when I go from there, and you'll see I went to my knees briefly, it opens up a side control type position, a little bit of a crucifix. So there are more options there, but I allowed him to slip his head out so he was able to take the waist lock. So a little hands-free break there. So lean in, drop your level, increase the tension, and explode out. When they take your leg from the inside, it's pretty easy to get your hooks in. You see on my right side, I had a bit of a handcuff going on, trying to grab an underhook, but also grab his wrist. But he was able to keep pressure on my left leg there with his legs, and now starting to attack my arm. But that did open up the armbar by throwing my right leg over the top and just before I can get the break here, you see I'm using my feet. Unfortunately, he gets the ropes, and that means end of the flow roll.